Hello, witches. I'm High Priestess or Symphonist. This is a very special broadcast for witches that may be currently in a coven with a high priest or a high priestess, or a witch who is thinking about joining a coven. Some high priestesses and some high priests are not actually high priests or high priestesses. They have not been anointed by the Queen of Witches, Hecate. A big red flag when being in a coven or thinking about joining a coven. And as always, you should always, and I will go as far to say, you must always listen to your intuition. Your intuition is your inner compass. Your intuition knows what's up before you know what's up. A high priestess would never use you as a guinea pig. They would never experiment on you. If your high priest or high priestess says, do this, but I'm not going to do it myself, that's a big red flag. That's your cue. That's a big indication that you need to run away from that coven. Get yourself away from that high priest or high priestess. As a high priest or high priestess, you cannot tell your coven members to do something, to be somewhere, and you not do it, whatever it is, yourself. You have to walk your talk. You cannot be the type of high priest or high priestess that says, do as I say, not as I do. No, do not use your coven members as guinea pigs. Your coven members are there to learn how to live a more magically filled life. Your coven members are there for real, significant, and permanently positive change. That is the only definition of witchcraft. Working with the energy found in nature to bring about real, significant, and permanently positive change, to never want to go back to your previous life. You can't tell your coven members to do this spell and you don't perform it in front of them yourself. You cannot be a hypocrite and a high priest and a high priestess at the same time. You can't be fake and phony. You can't be a scam artist, because most high priests and most high priestesses charge a fee to be a member of their coven. You have to walk your talk. You have to walk your talk. It's not enough to just say this God or this goddess told you witches to do this and you don't do it yourself. Really? Seriously? Are you kidding me right now? So why aren't you doing it first? Why aren't you doing it first? If a high priest or high priestess says, prick your finger to draw blood to anoint this candle, the high priest or high priestess must prick their finger first of blood. They cannot use their coven members as guinea pigs. They cannot use their coven members as experiments. Walk your talk. Walk your talk. Do not be the type of high priest or high priestess that says, do as I say, not as I do. That is not a high priest or high priestess anointed or appointed by the Queen of Witches, Hecate. That is someone who is fake and phony, a pretender, a wannabe, somebody who just wants control over people but don't actually want that witch to have real, significant, and more importantly, I believe, permanently positive change. Do it yourself. Set the example. The high priest or high priestess must set the example. Don't just be the type of high priest or high priestess looking over the shoulders of your coven members, watching them do what you should have did first. You are the high priest. You are the high priestess. You set the example. I know some high priests and high priestesses are, they don't like the sight of blood, but they're still going to prick their finger first to demonstrate how to do blood magic. Because they know that you have to walk your talk. You have to walk your talk. Do not use your coven members as guinea pigs. If you are in the type of coven in which your high priest or high priestess is always telling you to do something and they don't do it first, they're a joke. They are a joke. Laugh in their face. You have my permission to laugh in their face. If they don't demonstrate it first, you take the first lead. You go first. Not me. I'm the member of the coven. You are the high priest or high priestess. You go first. You show me. You do it first. Walk your talk. Walk your talk. If you can't walk your talk, then I have no place here. I can go to another coven that is anointed and appointed by the Queen of Witches Hecate. A high priest or high priestess that does not use their members as guinea pigs or experiments. No, you have to go first. If you don't go first, that means you don't really believe in the spell or ritual or hex or curse that you are telling your members to do. You don't actually believe that it will have any effect, that it will work, because you're not doing it yourself. Walk your talk. Walk your talk. Your coven members are not guinea pigs. You don't want to be labeled as a manipulator rather than a witch, rather than a high priestess, because that takes you away from the craft and just plays you off as a wannabe, plays you off as a scam artist, plays you off as a con artist, plays you off as a faker, a phony, just someone who is interested in the grasp of power and not interested in the well-being, as all high priests or high priestesses must be invested in the well-being of their coven members. Walk your talk. Your coven members are not guinea pigs. They are not guinea pigs. They're there to learn real significant and permanently positive change through witchcraft as the high priest or the high priestess as a guide.